So when Moushira and I were first married, one thing we talked about was the unlikelihood of our marriage. How could a girl from Heliopolis, Egypt, meet a long-time single guy from rural Minnesota and get married? Seems unbelievable, at least to me, at least to us. So I have decided to go back in time a bit and try to explain, from my perspective, how this unlikeliness was navigated into us getting married. Just a minute, I gotta get my glasses on. Oops. 40 years ago, I did not know Moushira. I lived on an acreage with Joshua in a rural area near Worthington, Minnesota, about 3 hours drive from here. I had an electrical contracting business during that time. In late 1985, we left the acreage and came to the Twin Cities for an electrical engineering job. 2.5 years later, I switched jobs and was hired by a firm called OSM Engineers. Sometime during the morning of that very first day, my boss took me to the accounting department to initially sign me in at OSM. What happened next was personally beyond any dream of mine. As I walked into the small accounting office that contained 3 large desks and 3 accountants with the CFO, my eyes landed on a jaw-dropping gal. I was mesmerized, completely taken aback. She looked like the girl of my dreams. She was dignified, confident, without makeup, and a bit angelic. And she had my attention for sure. She looked up a couple of times right at me and held her focus just long enough for me to think. She feels this moment too. Of course, I knew nothing about her, not even her name. She never even spoke a word. She could be unavailable. Hope not. So a period of days, maybe weeks later, I was walking downstairs one day to get a takeout lunch from the Square Peg, which was a restaurant in the same building as OSM. I found a line of people waiting to do the same thing. With an enormous amount of very unusual luck for me, I saw her at the end of the line. So, with little hesitation, I asked her how long she had been working for OSM. She said, just a short time. In fact, she said, only one day before I started. From there, we began our first conversation. As a side note, somewhere in there, and with more good luck for me, I learned that she was a single mom raising 2 sons. At least a few days later, we met again in the same line. She told me it would be her birthday in just a few days, so boldly I asked her if we could have a birthday lunch together at the Square Peg.
I need to know about this.
Yes.
Keep going, Paul. Keep going.
All the truth is coming out.
She didn't tell me about this.
She hesitated a bit, but only for a bit, and said it would be okay. After that lunch, I felt like we clicked. We were friends, and will continue to be so. We found ways to find each other at lunch and after work, and as time passed, even away from the office to the nearby Dairy Queen.
Were you fasting?
Also, we met each other's sons, and I met her mother, the same girl. Over time, we suddenly became more than just friends. And from there on grew. And we all know that she and I became us. I know this. God had everything to do with bringing us together. To be husband and wife, even to the point that I knew it was his presence, or his angel's presence, that was with us from that very first moment that I saw her. Unlikely, yes. Geographic distance from Egypt to rural Minnesota was no problem for God to arrange. The timing of circumstances in our life had to be right for each of us. No problem for God to coordinate that. Compatibility factor. We both had hopes for a long-term companionship. Someone who would be trustworthy, someone who would accept our children, someone who had Christian beliefs, and someone to share happiness, and someone to love. Oh yeah. One other necessary thing. She spoke English. We thank God very often for this unlikely path to our marriage. God truly bless us. God truly bless us. Well, this is my testimony for God's presence in the life of Mish and I, according to me. Someone else's turn.